Live stream's open, and the live chat is open. Yeah, thanks. I know, my wife picked out the curtains. Oh, boy. How is Victor doing today? We're just going to wait to see how many people log in here. I set it for 8:30 Eastern, so hopefully we'll get some more joiners. Did a little bit earlier tonight, so I know some people log in. I got one guy in the UK, and it's pretty late there, so I figure I'd go a little bit earlier tonight, see if he can come on with us, and hopefully he can join us. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Eric Dollard's book a bit. A good friend of mine that lives near me. He's actually one of my followers, and he just happened to live like one town next to me. And so we chit chat all the time. And so he purchased Eric Dollard's book, Common Languages for Electrical Engineering. So this is a pretty good book, really informative. Yeah, the weather has just been unbelievable for this time of year. Unreal. It hit, 18 degrees here in Toronto today. Unbelievable. I live just west of Toronto. So, yeah, it's not bad at all. I'm enjoying every minute of it because I know it's not going to last. So, Halloween was pretty good. Took my daughter out. Thank God it didn't rain, but we had quite a bit of fog. So that kind of added to the spookiness. So my daughter really enjoyed that. So having my coffee. Just hopefully some more people are going to log in. I'll just kind of hang out here for a few minutes. Ooh, blizzard. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know. You guys in the US are getting a lot more snow than we are in Toronto. We seem to be in this pocket. Now, apparently, I didn't know this, I live very close to a ley line. Not too far west of where I live is the actual intersection of this ley line. Also, I live right next to the Niagara Escarpment. I live on the lower end. The Niagara Escarpment's about probably about 100 meters higher elevation than where I am. So if we get any storms from the US, we get hit really hard here in Toronto because that air mass will go over my town and actually get trapped by the Niagara Escarpment, and then we'll get dumped on. Like last year we got, what was it, almost 30 inches in one night. So we got really blasted. It was in December last year. We got just pulverized. I know probably you guys in Colorado probably get a lot more than we do, but I had one good thing happen. I hit 2,000 subscribers. So I've hit the 2,000 mark. That's good. Yeah. So we're just kind of waiting to see if anybody's going to log in here. We only got Victor online right now. Hopefully we'll get more. Thanks for the thumbs up. Okay, Victor, since we're one-on-one, here we go. Here's a quick question for you. Give your best definition of what voltage is. And just type it in the chat. What is the best definition for voltage? What is it? And I'll give you Eric Dollard's answer to that. Any ideas? What is voltage? according to Eric Dollard, which I found the actual way he actually worded it was quite interesting. Any idea, Victor? What is the definition of voltage? Sounds kind of easy question to ask, but actually it isn't. Anybody there has joined? Okay, but the definition of voltage, what is voltage? Anybody in the live stream here? Live chat is open. Just kind of starting this session here. What is the definition of voltage? Again, type anybody can join the live stream here. Like a static spark? No. Voltage. What is voltage? Or I can word it this way. What is voltage in a circuit? If that helps. Anybody have any ideas? We got two people there. You got Victor and somebody else. Power. Okay. That's a little vague, but okay. I'll give you the definition and the way Eric Dollard would describe it. Voltage is the rate of energy that is consumed in a circuit or destroyed. So voltage is the rate on which energy or power is consumed in a circuit. Okay, so for example, say 12 volts. So you're consuming 12 volts of power in the circuit. Now, we can expand off that. Now you can go by amperes, okay, amps. So that will designate how much current flow of that voltage is going through the circuit as per time in a time constant. So if you have a circuit that requires 12 volts, well, that means that circuit is consuming and destroying 12 volts per how much amps hours. So that's how he kind of describes what voltage is. The rate in which energy is destroyed. That's how he put it. So pretty interesting stuff. Hopefully we'll get some more people logging in. We only got Victor here. Well, actually, this is where it gets, voltage is always present when current moves. Right. Now, current will designate how much of that 12 volts per amp hour is going through the circuit. That's the rate. Now, the actual volume of the power would be like 12 volts. So you got 12 volts going through the circuit at a certain current will give you, volts times amps gives you watts, right? And that's the calculation for watts. Volts times amps equals watts or watt hours. There's a lot of good stuff in this book. I might even go through some of the stuff. I'm just showing. I got people logging in and then they drop off and then they log in and then they drop off. I don't know what's going on. I want to start reading some of this stuff, but there's only one of yous online right now. Maybe I caught some people off guard or just didn't give enough leeway time. Victor, I don't know. Do you have any questions for me on some of the stuff I've been working on, or something you don't understand, or we'll try to keep the conversation going. So right now it's me and you. We got one-on-one here. Yeah, I did it back in 2005, 2006. I had an HHO in my car, and I made my car go from, what was it? Yeah, almost doubled. I was getting about highway, I was getting about 45 miles per gallon, and I was getting about 22 city. So yeah, the HHO does work. There are some advancements in that. I might get in that probably next year. I'm going to really kind of focus a bit on the HHO stuff because I've got some ideas I want to try. I actually want to buy a small gen set, a small generator, gas generator. And my goal is to run that generator on 100% water. So I'll be doing something like that next year. Right now, it's kind of going into the winter. I'll have to do a lot of this stuff outdoors. So, yeah. So with the plates, what you want to do, the separation between the plates, if you get a heavy gauge uh, fishing line, that is about how far the plates should be together. Wow. Yeah. See, yeah, diesel, HHO works amazing on diesel. Actually, I have my mechanic knows somebody who actually manufactures them for guys that have diesel trucks. And yeah, it really helps a diesel big time. Oh, yeah. 100 miles per gallon on 12 valve Cummins diesel. That's amazing. Yeah, it's out there. You just got to build it. That's what I say to everybody. It's one thing to listen to me and watch my videos and stuff like that, but take what you've learned from me and other people and get on the bench, start building the stuff. Right? So, any other questions? Live chat is open. I have Victor on right now. Hopefully, we'll get somebody else in there. If you add propane to the mix, yeah, anything's going to help it out. Yeah, like you could actually get rid of the diesel altogether and just go propane and HHO. You'll probably get really good results. As far as I know, like you're going to have, especially with a diesel, you're going to have very minimal power loss. If you won't even notice it, I don't think even in a diesel, you won't even notice that power difference. Yeah, I'm going to be going over, since we got somebody else in, I'm going to go over some of the stuff from Dollard's book, Common Languages for Electrical Engineering. So we'll go over some of this book. A friend of mine lives close to me, so we got Eric Dollard's book here. And I've been reading over this stuff, and it's a lot of math, but it gives you a lot of good definitions of stuff. Transmission. What else we got here? So we got transmission, rates of change. What's the other stuff we got here? Law of the law of dielectric proportion. Inductance and capacitance. Okay, this is what I've been working on with the Adams motor. Very important stuff. Run on gas, propane, natural gas, and HHO. Well, I guess you got some options, right? That's cool. Every bit will help, right? Yeah, so capacitance, inductance. What else we got here? experimental cubic volumes. Just some of the chapters in here. Space, in space, according to Heaviside, Oliver Heaviside. We got some stuff there. This is actually a pretty good book. It's a lot of math in it, but he kind of really breaks it down very easy and gives really good definitions. So we'll go over this book, Eric Dollar. It's backwards, I guess, to the camera. So I've been kind of reading over this and yeah, getting some pretty good info. It's pretty intense stuff though. A lot of math, but he breaks it down pretty easy. But still, irregardless, math is math. It's what else? We got the time tunnel. So the states of matter. Okay, can anybody list out for me? There's another question is what are the 5 states of matter? Does anybody know it? You can type it in the live chat. Just a little quick question for you guys. 5 states of matter. If you're just joining us, we're going over Eric Dollard's book, Concepts and Languages for Electrical Engineering. So the question is, what are the 5 states of matter? If you know the answer, type it in the chat. If you have any questions about my projects that I've been working on, Adams Motor, Don Smith, Gerard Morin device, any questions about any of that stuff, HHO stuff, you can get in the live chat and ask me the questions and I'll answer it as best I can. I've built all the devices. I don't just talk about them. I've actually built all the devices. So, all right. What do you know about the Gen quality platinum radioactive calcite crystals? That I don't really know. A friend of mine that actually lent me this book, he knows a lot more about that stuff than I do. I know very minimum stuff on the crystal stuff, but I am learning. That I would have to definitely get back to you. I know the calcite is 30 times the capacitance of regular crystal. So I've got calcite crystal. Okay, so solid, liquid, gas, plasma, and quantum. You're correct. He has solid, liquid, gas, plasma, and ether. Or quanta. I'll take quanta as a right answer. So, yeah, you're right, Mega. You got the answer right. So, yeah, we're just going over Eric Dollard's book. A good friend of mine had the book and he lent it to me. So, it's Eric Dollard's Common Language for Electrical Engineering. So, earlier, well, we got more people logged in now. So, the question is, what is the proper definition of voltage? Anybody know that answer? This is according to Eric Dollard's definition. Anybody got any answer? Let's see if anybody knows the answer. What is the real, true definition of voltage? Okay, the answer is voltage definition is voltage is the rate in which energy is consumed or destroyed. That is the real definition of electricity or voltage. And that's in Eric Dollard's words. The rate of which electricity is consumed or destroyed in a circuit. So that's proper definition for that. Now, the math calculation to get watts is volts times amps equals watts. Shot crystals, yeah, if you hit a shot, any kind of crystal, say with a hammer or whatever, you'll get voltage or a spark. And they use them quite a bit in cigarette lighters. Let's see if I can pull some other stuff out of this book. There's a lot of stuff in this book. All right. Gas lighters, and also for stoves they use the piezo crystals. I use the crystal transducers in my Adams motor to overcome, well, the big problem is capacitive inductance in the coil, and the spark gap switch, when you get it at the proper frequency, almost completely negates Lenz's law. And most pulse motors that I've seen out there, they'll be consuming approximately at least 100 milliamps or higher. My pulse motor, when I got it tuned just right, will consume 30 milliamps of current. And I can power up about 20 watts of light bulbs with that. So capacitive inductance is a big issue when it comes to pulse motors and all that kind of stuff. So if you can overcome that, then you're going to get a heck of a lot more power out of your system. Actually, you will need less power input and you'll get greater power output. So you can check out my channel. Just letting everybody know I've got over 2,000 subscribers. So right on. So kind of hit a milestone. That AC propagates material in calcium carbonate. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pyramids. Yeah, there was a lot going on there. I think personally it was a giant Oregon generator that allowed that area to flourish. It's kind of like a terraforming type engineering. So, yeah, magnetics is a big part of it, but you have to consider, electricity cannot be made unless you have two components. You got to have dielectricity and magnetism. Without those two components, you do not have power. All right. And that's, again, all this stuff I'm telling you is according to Eric Dollard. Got to have the two components, dielectricity, magnetism. Without those two, you don't have power. Trying to get comfortable here. And what we got here? Yeah, yeah. I'm working on some of the Wilhelm Reich stuff. I'm planning to next spring work on the Cloud Buster. That's going to be one of my things, and I'm also going to try building. Maybe throughout the winter, I'm going to try to build an Oregon accumulator box. I might even try that. I got the materials for that. Now, one thing I did find out is one of the best things that accumulate Oregon energy is water. So the water machine that I've been working on is electric. Does not work without ground. Actually, it does. If you do it the Tesla way, you don't need a ground. I can make the ether the ground. I can make light bulbs light up with one power wire, and that's it. Depends on what type of power you're working with. Are you working with longitudinal, magnetodielectric, or you're using a Hertzian type power system? If you're using Hertzian, then you need a ground. If you use Tesla power, you'll need one wire. And I've shown that several times in my videos. The ether or counter space can be ground. That's the universal constant. When people understand that, then they'll start to understand what's going on. It's taken me 20 plus years to figure that stuff out. So, like right now, we're traveling through space at a huge velocity of speed. Over 200,000 miles per hour, we're traveling through the ether in space on the planet Earth, and we're traveling around the sun. Yeah, if you get into the high voltage stuff, I've had some stuff where I've actually dilated time, where I've actually sped up my clock by about 30 minutes. I had those experiments. Like a lot of this stuff happened by accident. So I did dilate time by quite a bit, about 30 minutes difference. And I did it on a number of occasions. I've had black orbs show up in my room. I've had voids show up in my room. I've had entities basically half in the wall and half out of the wall. And I've had some really freaky shit happen in my my apartments. And yeah, so Earth doesn't spin. Okay, I know who. Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what? The flat Earth thing. I'm sorry, I'm not into it. Yeah, I'm just not into the flat Earth thing. I don't believe in their theories. I've seen a lot of stuff that they've presented, and it's just not my thing. What touches ground? Meaning, ground in a circuit. Well, if you're using Tesla powered magnetodielectric, you only need the one wire. One wire could actually just be the wire itself. That could be ground. Or you can just hold the thing up in the air like I did, and I got ground. With that type of power, you don't need a ground. Ground is counter space or the ether. So that's the direction that Tesla wanted to go in, but the powers to be didn't want that. So UFOs, angels from heaven, good and bad. That's what they are. Yep. Yeah, we could get on a whole topic on the alien stuff, but I think they've always been here. I think they've been here way before us. I think they were part of the reason why we are here now. And that's just my opinion on that one. The real history of the Earth, nobody knows that. That's been kept a secret from us. Any other questions on my experiments? Yeah, it's fact. Yeah, I pretty much believe that too. Yep. I think we're pretty ignorant to think that we're the only thing that exists. Read previous comment about capacitor. What was that? Oh, capacitive inductance. Oh, you made it to Ecuador. Hey, how's it going? Internal drag and gravity. Well, it's not really my thing. All I know is the ether is what gravity really is because we are traveling through space at a high rate of speed. That ether is there. So when you have, say, a magnet flowing through space at a great velocity of speed, there's going to be a torsion there. There's going to be an interaction. And I think it's starting to come out now that that's actually what the case is. So magnetism, the ether, electricity, all that stuff is all together. It's part of the combination of what, how gravity works. So I'm not really the expert on gravity. It's interesting, but I'm more focused on the energy devices. See, doing some of these experiments, I'm getting some of those effects. I've actually had experiments where my energy device or apparatus that I've built, while it's in operation, actually loses mass. So I know magnetics, electricity, the ether, the interaction between all three of those things, if you get the right combination together, you're going to have weight loss in your device. And I've experienced that several occasions in my devices. And also time dilation. I think all this stuff is all related. Energy, gravity, time, all that stuff is all kind of interconnected together. When you get the right combinations together, you're going to have some of those effects. You might have gravitational effects. You might have over unity effects. You might have time dilation effects. Stuff like this happens. So, especially now that I've entered the realm of piezo transducer, ultrasonics, that stuff is starting to show its face again, especially the gravity stuff. So they're all interwoven: energy over unity, gravity, time dilation, all that stuff. That it's all interconnected. I've actually started using lasers in some of my experiments. Let's see if I can get some effects with the lasers. Using 650 nanometer lasers. They're not like lethal. They won't cut you or hurt you or burn you in any way. But yeah, those are some of the things I've been playing with. Bell frequencies. Well, I've been using the piezo transducers. I can generate any kind of frequency I want. Ultrasonics. I'm actually using my transducers right now to for pain relief. I got a problem with gout in my left foot, so I'm actually putting the piezo transducers on my foot and doing some frequency therapy. So I'm doing that now. Hopefully I'll get rid of this gout problem I've had in my foot for the last month. So I got my function generator, hook up my piezos. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like I said, it's all interconnected. Yeah, I'm using 432 hertz for my foot. Yeah, that's the frequency I'm using. 432 hertz. Ether energy. Well, ether energy is the universal constant. Um, it's a magnetodielectric longitudinal wave, and it's an impulse wave. It's not like an AC wave where you have the waveform up and down. It's an impulse wave, like a spike, and that spike is the actual magnetodielectric. A lot of people think it's AC impulse wave. It's a very sharp, fast spike. That's what that type of power is. Yeah, most of the water that I use is 528 hertz, and anything like therapeutic or for the body, like I'm using on my gout right now on my foot, I'm using 432 hertz. Hemp bomb. Yeah, yeah. You just need ultrasonics. They'll definitely help your body. Um, all water seeks level. Never ever stick to this spinning ball ever. Show one experiment. Water sticking to a spinning ball. Are you all out of Benson Victor? Benson Victor. What's that? Is this about the flat Earth thing? Yeah, I'm not really into the flat Earth thing. It's not my thing at all. Yeah, I use a lot of hemp products. Actually, even some of the soap products I use are made of hemp. I've been using it for a while now. It's great. It's better than all that crap coming from China. Stuff that has like so many freaking chemicals in it that it's probably going to erode your body. So I've been using quite a bit of hemp products when it comes to like soaps and whatever. Any other questions on my devices, or just let everybody know that's on? I've finally hit 2,000 subscribers, so thanks a lot. Thumbs up for that one. Yeah, hit a milestone today. Got 2,000 subscribers. Anybody have any questions regarding my projects or anything? Let's try to kind of stay on topic. I don't want to talk about flat earth theory and all that stuff. It's not my thing. Yeah, I've done the carbon graphite batteries. Yeah, thanks on the congrats. Yeah, the carbon graphite batteries. Actually, sorry, let me say this correctly. Air carbon graphite battery, because it needs air in order to activate it. You can see some of my past videos. It shows all the detailed information how to construct the carbon graphite batteries, and they're excellent source of power if you for emergency. You can also store them in Ziploc bags, and they'll last months, maybe years. And to get them activated, just drop a little bit of water on it. A little bit of salt water works good, but that's kind of corrosive. But I heard lemon juice is good. Grapefruit seed extract apparently is amazing on it. You might want to check that out in my videos, the carbon graphite magnesium batteries. And best part is it's all recyclable. Even the magnesium can be recycled. The soil batteries I haven't actually done, but I heard these carbon graphite batteries, you could actually bury them in the ground, and they work really good in the ground. Let's see if I got some more stuff in here I want to share. Do you have an idea or working on a model for what constitutes of the vacuum, aka ether? Well, yeah, it's if you look at my Adams motor generator, so you need magnetism and energy. Period will create a deflection of ether. And there would be a torsion there. So, like in my Adams motor, the coil is basically activated by disruptive discharge. And that disruptive discharge fills the coil up with a huge amount of energy. Now, because I've got a metal core in there, what happens is now I'm creating now the magnetism from that. And with the magnetism and the electricity there, now I'm creating this force bubble around the coil. I'm creating a field. And that field can and does from time to time dilate time. Also can affect the mass of the object. All right. I've done some experiments with that where I'm getting those effects. If you get it at the right frequency, and then now that I'm adding the PCO transducers to the equation, I am eliminating now the problem with the capacitive inductance in the coil. And most generators have this issue. If you have a means of extracting the power and dissipate the capacitive inductance in the coil, you're going to get a huge amount of power output. So, looking over those similar water, magnesium, carbon rod batteries. Those are definitely storage and emergency recovery type cells. Yes, for sure. You can store them for a long time. And they last a long time. Like I put regular house tap water on it. I had 8 cells hooked up. I was able to light up 36 LED lights. And they ran for a period of 12 hours. Just by putting a little damp cloth on top of it, took it off, let the air go to it, and they ran for about 12 hours. Now, they also do, when this happens, there is a cooling effect that happens on these batteries. So that cooling effect is actually pretty interesting because that's showing that there is conductivity happening. There's a drop when you have energy going through a circuit and that circuit goes cold. That means you got a condition of superconductivity. Now, if you have electrical circuit and you're generating heat, that means you're got a condition of hysteresis, and hysteresis is the rate of what on which power is destroyed. So these batteries do exactly the opposite. They're going into superconductivity state, which is pretty intriguing, actually. I had people, one guy couldn't believe me when I told him how these batteries work. So he went out and bought all the materials, put it together, and he did the test online, and he almost shit his pants when he dropped one drop of distilled water. It went from basically millivolts into the volts in a nanosecond. So I made him a believer. Yeah, energy is going to be the next crisis in the world. There's going to be a world energy crisis, most definitely. I'm just going to take a quick little break here. I've been sitting. My leg is freaking killing me because of this gout problem. So just give me about 2 minutes here, and I'm just going to walk around for a minute here, get the circulation going back in my leg again. Actually, better yet, what I'll do is I'll just focus it on me here while I'm standing. Any other questions? Yeah. Even this energy stuff has brought me into the direction of health. That's why I started doing the water. That was kind of introduced to me by a friend of mine. And I got into making the structured water, and that kind of led me into the direction of orgone energy and Wilhelm Reich stuff. And it's funny, all these energy devices, they're all kind of interconnected, and it led me in several different directions, but they're all kind of interconnected and related. Any other questions, comments? Give me a thumbs up if you like the live stream. We hit 2,000 subscribers, so that is a milestone. Doing really well. I'm working on the new prototype Adams motor generator. This is the one that's actually going to be a functioning unit. I haven't decided if I'm going to make it 1.5 kilowatts or go for the 3 kilowatt system. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm starting to get all the parts list of what I need to build it. Trying to get the money together. If you like what I'm doing, you want to support what I'm doing. On the other videos, I got all the links in the description for my PayPal. Getting quite a few people in my Patreon now. That's helping out too. So thanks to all my Patreons. All the links are in the description of my other videos. And you can donate whatever you want, become a Patreon, get all, my paperwork, all my drawings, all my concepts, everything's in there. No holds barred. I'm not hiding anything. So you can subscribe as one of my Patreons. That's really doing good. I'm actually really happy with the Patreon. Starting to grow and keeps a bit of money coming in so I can fund these projects. So the big one now is building the commercial unit of my Adams motor generator. It's going to be a 1.5 or 3 kilowatt system. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet. I have both inverters to do it, so it's either going to be one or the other. The biggest expense right now is going to be the batteries for the system. Other than that, the rest of the system is not that expensive. Come on, guys, on the chat. Let's go. Keep the conversation rolling here. Yeah, I'm going to be working on the Rife stuff more. I'm going to start hooking that up to my foot and try to get rid of my gout issue. So I'll be working on that. Yeah. I've got a mark on my face there. Yeah, the water is very important. Structured water is the thing. You got to create the vortex. You have to create that tornado effect in the water. And then I'm hitting it with the right frequencies using 528 hertz. Yeah, so there's a lot of material out there. Look up Dan Winter. He explains what's going on in the water, but I have the tank and I got a pump and I got a hole at the bottom. And what I do is with the pump, I start getting that water rotating. And mine's rotating, I believe, clockwise. And I get it spinning to the point where I get that vortex in the middle, and that vortex goes down towards the drain part. Comes down, goes through a set of magnets. And those magnets basically neutralize any transient electromagnetic potential that could be in the water. It neutralizes it. It goes through a water filter. It goes back in the tank and just keeps repeating the process. The piezo transducers are attached to the side of the tank and create the resonant right frequencies inside the tank, which the water over a period of 7 days will retain that frequency. And then after 7 days, the water is ready to consume. And you can use 432, 528. If you go to the Spooky 2 website where you can get the function generator that makes those frequencies, they have a really good unit, the Spooky 2. And buy that machine and then buy some piezo transducers, hook them up, and then attach them to the sidewall of the tank of your water machine. And that frequency will embed itself because water has memory, it retains information. So Joseph Weber's patents, 1960. Use a PCO. I'm not sure if it's microwave. I haven't looked up Joseph Weber. It's Rife's work. Royal James Rife. Most of the frequencies there. If you go to the Spooky 2 website, they also have a free download, a PDF file. It gives you all the frequencies of all the different health elements. It's quite a bit. It's like over 200. The true tone of Earth frequency, according to Eric Dollard, it's about 18 kilocycles. Between 17 and 18 kilocycles. A lot of people think it's 783. According to Eric Dollard, it's not. It's actually quite a bit higher. It's between 17 and 18 kilocycles. It's actually gotten higher. The frequency is higher now than originally thought. You can turn it to the earth frequency. I haven't really experimented with the earth frequency between 17 and 18 kilocycles. Yeah, well, yeah, it brings it back to a neutral state. Um, but if you're dealing with specific like healing frequencies, that's when you use the rifle machine. Um, the water, I assume. See what Dollard was saying when he was doing his readings on Earth frequencies, he was getting between 17 and 18 kilocycles. So the water, runs through the creeks and rivers, flows through the rocks and everything. It's picking up electromagnetic radiation naturally. So yeah, but going through a filtration plant where you get drinking water from the city, no, you're probably getting the worst type possible water. Yeah. So we're heading here to almost 1 hour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 5 minute break here. I'm going to leave the live stream going. I'll also leave the chat open so you guys can chit chat. I'm just going to go for a smoke and come back and just walk around because my foot's kind of killing me right now. And we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll go another 30 minutes. And yeah, so yeah, stick around. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Any questions? No, Gmo, I'm here. I just went for a quick little break. Had to walk around. I got gout in my foot. It's killing me. So I'll be setting up my Rife machine on my foot soon. Any questions you got, Gmo? And I go maybe another 15 minutes here, and then I'll call quits for tonight. Go to Spooky 2 website. Just type it in Google, Spooky 2 Rife machine, and go to the website, and you'll have a PDF download. It's free. You don't have to subscribe or anything like that. You can get all the right frequencies there for all different types of health problems. Spooky 2 website. I think it's spooky2.com. Any other questions? Hey, Gmo. Any questions? I'm reading over Eric Dollard's book right now. It's Common Languages for Electrical Engineering. It gives a lot of math in there. Explains everything, all the different conditions, capacitance, inductance. Yeah, it's about 9:40 Eastern here. I'm going to be here for a little bit longer, and then we'll call it a night. Been online for an hour and 8 minutes. If you want any questions answered, type it in the live chat. Live chat's open. Anybody can join. Just ask good questions, and you'll get an answer. You'll come back another day? Okay, that's cool. I'll be doing more in the future. Edward, hello. Welcome to the live chat. Any questions, comments on my videos and my experiments and the devices I worked on? Ask me any questions you want. Oh, the book? Yeah, that's it there. Eric Dollard's book. Sorry, it's probably showing up backwards, I think, on the camera. Eric Dollard's Common Languages for Electrical Engineering. And it's written by Lone Pine Writings. So I'm going through that book right now. Here, I'll show the book one more time there. Had a hectic day. Everybody has a hectic day. Get some sleep. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to create is a generator system that can sustain, say, like a battery bank that powers an inverter, and the inverter powers your house. So with the Adams motor generator that I've created, what it does, it's able to charge that battery bank, sustain itself for several days. Actually, if I set it up in a certain way, I could actually have it run for several weeks. So basically, it's made basically a solar panel obsolete. You don't need solar panels. With my system, it doesn't matter if it's rain, winter, snow, it doesn't matter what condition it is, that Adams motor will run for several days or even several weeks at that. Um, what else? Need to know complex knows. Yeah, just start reading Dollard stuff. That's all I can say is he's the best guy when it comes to the math. If you're interested in the math stuff, start off with you know, start off with this book. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I've been working on this stuff for about 20 years. I started off with the HHO stuff, and let's see, friends texting me here. Um, okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I started with the HHO stuff, and then I got into the Pendini motors, and then I got into the Adams motor, and I've done what else have I done? I'm doing the Rife machine stuff. Excuse me. Uh, I got a water machine, which I make structured water. So I'm into like the therapeutic stuff. I'm going to be using my Rife machine on my foot because I've got this condition of gout on my foot. So I'm going to be putting 432 hertz into my foot, and hopefully that'll start subsiding and give me some ultrasonic therapy on my foot. Um, I use the piezoelectric transducers in a lot of my devices. Well, because why it's not getting recognition is because it's pseudoscience. Some of the stuff I'm doing kind of goes against the laws that have been put down by, academia. Like, for example, say Lens law. They say, they put these laws or they put these constraints within electrical engineering, and they say they're always right and you can't challenge this. And therefore, if your device supposedly can negate or reverse the effects of Lens law, it's considered pseudoscience, and it's not taken into consideration in regular academia, especially in electrical engineering. But true electrical engineering ended pretty much by 1929 with the death of Charles Prometheus Steinmetz, and that was pretty much it. Well, no, the laws are not flawed. There's a way around the laws. And it's guys like me that experiment with this stuff and find out some of the fundamental basic stuff that, say, like Tesla was using that actually turned out to actually work in my benefit when it came to Lens law. By using a disruptive discharge spark gap switch, um, um, the spark gap switch um, basically negates, or actually only almost totally negates, Lens law. So the lens effect does take very, very minimal effect in my motor. And that is a very, very powerful thing. Um, if you can negate Lens law, you basically now change the whole situation. Well, yeah, you're stretching the boundaries of the Lens law. If you can negate it to, like, say, 90%, your system is going to be that much more efficient. Like my system, I got it running down between 50 and 30 milliamps current going in. Now, if I put my hand on the wheel and slow it down, put resistance on that wheel, Lenz's law does not take effect on my motor until I actually stop the actual motor. Now, in the process of doing this, the amount that of Lenz's law takes effect on my motor is about 10 milliamps, which means only 10% of the overall drag is being affected on the motor. Now, if I were to do that with a regular electric motor, put my hand on it to stop the wheel, you're going to draw a huge amount of current. It's just going to go off the chart. But with my motor, it doesn't happen. It does not happen. I'll get about 10% of Lenz's effect on my motor. So probably you don't need exotic or science to get over unity. No, it's being able to counteract Lenz's effect. If you can counteract or negate or eliminate Lenz's effect on your device, that's it. You've changed the whole dynamics of the system completely. Yeah, well, yeah, Dollard's been. See, Dollard got away from the free energy stuff a long time ago. I think he's afraid to touch it because you get so much flack for it, and he's been a target pretty much his whole life. So, yeah, he stays away from the free energy stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of people have asked him about that, and he just seems to do whatever he can to steer away from it. But start reading Dollard's works. I'm telling you, this guy is the closest thing to Tesla or Steinmetz that we have in the modern day. You know, he's getting up there. I don't know how much longer he's going to be alive. So I would get his books, start reading his books. Another good guy that I actually want to plug is Master Evo. He's a German guy in Germany. He's really good. He touches a lot on the stuff that Tesla was working on. So definitely check him out. Dollard's definitely afraid for his life. He's been threatened. He's been, you name it. He had to live out of garbage cans for several years because he was homeless, living in the frickin' desert in his car. So yeah, he was pretty much given a life sentence. So all the great stuff he's ever built has been destroyed. He's had to fight with the government. He's had to fight with these environmentalists and the power companies. He's been taken through the woods a few times. So yeah, his story is pretty. When you see in certain situations, he sounds pretty bitter. But if you know, Master Evo and Dollard, they're very good. Peter Linderman's another guy that's good. Paul Babcock, Jim Murray. Those two guys, Paul Babcock and Jim Murray, working on the SERPS device. I know I got to be careful too. I've got stories. So, yeah, I don't really talk about that stuff too much, especially online. Yeah, when you get into this stuff, you're going down the rabbit hole big time. So you're almost better off keeping the stuff that you're doing to yourself. But the information I got to bring it out so everybody knows what I'm working on. Going autodidactic. I was on Bernie's show, I think last month I was on his show. I might go on again in the near future again. I just kind of been focusing on my work. I haven't really made too much of a presence online in the last while because I've been really working on the Adams motor. Got all these fruit flies around me and they're driving me crazy. The temperature here in Toronto has been really warm lately. Also handled by Moroki. Are you talking about Murakami? Aaron Murakami, you're talking about? Yeah, it's just, it's taken me many years to get where I've got. Uh, yeah, great to see you too, Jimo. Yeah, if you got to go to bed, and don't stay up for me. You can always watch this live stream later. I'll be doing more in the future. Yeah, I just been working on this stuff for a long time. You have to understand the concepts, frequency. You have to learn about frequency, vibration, energy. Figure out what energy is. You got to understand magnetism, how that relates to energy, and how energy is created. There's two components that make electricity: magnetism and dielectricity. Without those two things, you don't have power. Period. So, yeah. So those are the two things you need to make electricity. Yeah, Linderman's good. He's got some good stuff out there on batteries and motor secrets. You can check his stuff out. He's got some good stuff, especially on the battery stuff. You should. There's a couple of interviews of him talking about batteries, so you might want to watch some of those videos. Jim Murray, you should watch his stuff too. He talks about capacitive inductance. All right, Gmo, have a good night. We'll go about another 5 minutes and we'll call it quits for the night. Well, it's my ultimate goal in the end is to have a unit that can sustain you without needing the grid. Have a power unit that can run your house without relying on the grid anymore. You're completely self-sustaining as far as energy needs are. That's what this device is going to do. So, if you have a cottage or whatever, you can hook up this unit at your cottage and you have all the power that you need to run your cottage for free. That's what we say. A lot of people understand what the energy part is. They understand that. But the free part, most people don't understand. The free means not having to buy energy from the public utility. That means you're not reliant on the government to provide you your energy needs. That's what the free part is. Well, yeah, I'll sell the device. It's just a matter of being able to get the device built and have it run for a while and confirm, the operation of it. And as soon as I'm satisfied with all that, then yeah, I would sell it. Yeah, I haven't talked to Aaron. I don't know if I will. I've had this group out in Morocco. They were Americans. They moved out to Morocco. They're the Free Energy Academy. They've reached out to me. I've had several entities out there contact me, but nothing's really kind of materialized out of it. So I think they're all busy doing their thing, and I'm busy doing my thing. And then eventually, I like to do collaboration with other people. Yep. Thanks, Gmo. Have a good night. We'll see you soon. Yeah. Write the ideas down, but got to get on the ball and actually start building this stuff. Well, I'm just one of many, probably millions of people working on this stuff. I'm not the only person doing this stuff. There's thousands. But if I have a good finding and I've discovered something, I'll definitely share it with the world, sure. Because as soon as I get that little piece of information out, as soon as I get the information out, then it's there. It's out there forever. People can try what I've done. I've had a few guys confirm the stuff I've been doing, especially with the piezo transducers. Keep away from Aaron. Why you don't like Aaron? I think he's okay. Yeah, best thing to do is just go through all my videos on the Adams motor. I've done the Don Smith devices. I've done the Gerard Morin devices. You're heading out for the night too, Edward? Okay, cool. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits for the night. I've done an hour and a half of live stream. I guess we'll call it quits for tonight. I'll be doing more stuff soon. If I do any more experiments or whatever, I'll post it in my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, in my videos, I also have in the description my Patreon. If you want to become a patron, help support me. I also got my PayPal donate there as well. Just click on my other videos. Click on the description. It'll have all that info there. You can subscribe to the Patreon or donate to my PayPal, and help support me. The more money I can get for this stuff, I can get the devices built. It's not really going to me personally. It's going to these devices and getting them built. And unfortunately, that takes money. So it is what it is. So yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see everybody soon.